One. Hello there, my friends. I am Pittsburgh Pat, and I'm here with my friend Slider, and we are going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Adventure League, and we're going to talk about high level Adventure League, and we're going to talk about like a lot of characters don't even get to this level, but we need to prepare because we have like this awesome dungeon master who's going to try to kill us, and we need to like be ready for that. So, Slider,
Yeah.
what's up? So we got two characters. We
Yeah.
got Squawks, which is my character, and Slider, which is my friend's character here. So go ahead and introduce
Right. We
yourself.
way back way back.
Tell the audience who you are first.
Yeah. Sonny V, and
Hmm.
I'm a regular at the Pittsburgh Adventure League at Game Masters.
Game
It's
Masters. We
awesome.
got we got to call out
Yeah.
Phil. Phil's the owner of Game
Yeah.
Masters. If you haven't met
Yeah.
Phil, he's a
Yeah.
character in himself. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Best adventure league in the world. It's got to be. And I'm a regular there, and I'm a DM, and I met Pat here early on going there,
Yeah.
and these two characters that became like best
Yeah.
friends, Squawks and Slider, they met on Slider's second adventure ever.
So we're
And we-
just sitting
we-
at the
we-
table next to each other and we're going around like who's playing a wizard, who's playing a cleric, who's playing a
uh,
fighter, who's playing a rogue. I'm like, I'm playing a rogue. And you're like, I'm playing a rogue. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, we should do something. We should have these rogues
right.
like vibe, like know each
Yeah, we
other.
saved each other twice in the same
Yeah, it was
same
insane. That was
adventure.
Andy was the
Uh,
DM then, and we like totally it was we're trying
right.
to
And well,
negotiate
you
it.
know what? We'll listen. We'll jump in and we'll tell the uniqueness about our characters and all that stuff, because everyone's going to get your audience is going to get a real taste, the
Yeah.
way we prepare and stuff and talk about it. But
Yeah.
you know, the reason why we're doing this is because the dungeon master that's running the tier three, he don't play. I like to say he's merciless, but
Uh
like
he's
but both
fair.
ways,
Yeah.
but like both ways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
he's
the
fair. He's
rules,
not
like,
gonna
what I
just
mean,
try
like
to
his
kill you.
rules, if
He's
he
playing
if
the
he's
rules.
right, you can get him back.
He's
Like he
playing
leaves
the
it open.
rules.
Right. I think so that he can sleep at night when he just like mashes you. But he's awesome. He's great. And so
Jed.
Jed, he's great. He's like the founder of this
Jed,
chapter
yeah.
and everything. Like he's
Yeah, it's kind
awesome.
of
He's like
cool.
a
So
king.
like
He's so awesome. I
about
love him.
3 years ago, Jed, yeah, and Mike kind of got together with Phil, and they, I don't know exactly how we need to hear their origin story. In fact, I've already
Right.
talked to Jed about coming on the show, and I think he's going to do that. He's real excited about telling the
That's
origin story.
cool.
So we
Oh,
need to
that'd be
know that.
awesome.
So, but
Yeah,
from
we
what
do
I
need to know that.
understand, it was real sparse at first, and now we easily fill 4 tables and
Right.
sometimes five.
It's
So,
incredible. It's incredible. And so, like, and you can speak to this as well. I don't know your opinions. Every dungeon master has different feelings on how they play. Like, is it them versus the players? Is it, what I mean, like, how merciless are you? And like,
mhm.
for me personally, this is the way I see it. Like, if you're a new player, like not even a new player, if I just don't know you, if it's the first time I've met you, see, there's like you have to do something so crazy. You'd have to like your character would have to commit suicide, or something to
You have to
be
jump
like
in a
to get,
mouth
yeah,
of a
right,
dragon.
right, 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 right,
Yeah.
right. Jump in the mouth of a dragon is what you'd have to do. But if you're sitting at my table,
Mhm.
dude, I'd kill Squawksies,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because I know you. You're not gonna care. I mean, it would break my heart if that's how it would happen, because I love Squawks so much. You know what I mean? But I'd be
Well, I
like,
mean,
oh,
like character death is a thing, right? So like we
right.
see
It's part of
movies.
it.
Yeah, I mean, you see movies, somebody's one of the characters, in order to increase the stakes, this is what writers do. It's a tactic and everybody uses it. And you kill a character, a beloved character, and now there's an emotional investment of the audience. And there's a motivation for the other characters to do something, either rally around or be dejected
Right.
and then come back from it, or you know what I mean? Like there's a movement of character because you got rid of one of them, and it can be done very poetically. It can be done really well. So like,
Well,
but yeah,
yeah, I mean, I like to say you only get to die one time, so don't screw it up. You know what I mean? So,
make it
and
count.
that applies to Dungeons and Dragons. You get down to, like, if it's starting to look grim, like I'll send the slider out in a blaze of glory
I
and
mean,
just,
I've
you
had
know what I
like,
mean, write it up.
yeah, I've had kids that I've taught, D&D to summer camp. This one was a summer camp. They were fighting a kraken. And he
Huh,
did jump in the mouth of the Kraken because he wanted to like kill him from
choke
the
it.
inside out, like
Mm,
Men in Black style, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right,
yeah,
right,
and
right.
and that's cool, or Guardians of the Galaxy style, you know? So
Right.
yeah,
But
and
so, anyways, but so we got Jed, and Jed would love
yeah.
nothing more than slay a table full of legends. Because I have a feeling. All right, so me and
Mm,
you were going to try to sit at that table.
mm.
Was I mean that's why we're doing this stuff like that. And I don't know if you saw it or not. I put down as the shadow. So
Oh,
if
I
we
didn't see
need,
that. No.
yeah. So if we need me to get pulled, I might not. I might even erase the shadow. We'll see as the
Tell
charts get filled out.
tell
We'll
the
see.
audience what the shadow is.
So through like Jed and Julia and like all of us, Pat, even myself lately, since I've been involved, you know, Adventure League at Game Masters has just grown, and it's been amazing to see. We get new players all the time, and so what's happening is we're needing more tables a lot of times,
Mm,
and so what we're doing is we're having our prepared ones, our public, hey, these are the tables they're at, and then there'll be a random person scheduled to play. Not random, they sign up for it. I signed up for it this time. I'm gonna try to play at Jed's table, right? But
hmm
I'm the shadow DM. If there's too many players come showing up, we have to open up another table. I have to have an adventure ready to go, and I'm DMing, and then my seat's open,
So you're
and
on
I
call.
don't get to play with. Yeah, I'm on call.
You're standby.
Yeah, standby, which is fine by
But
me because I
but
love
if
I
you
love it.
don't get picked, then you get to pick which table you sit at.
Right. But I mean, I wouldn't need to get a reservation for Jets. There's not enough people that have tier three, which is why we're kind of doing the
I don't
show. Because
know about that. I don't know
oh,
about
really?
that. Yeah,
You think that
yeah.
you think that fraternity's growing?
Oh, absolutely. The dude that always plays a fighter or a he's
Oh
an
yeah,
engine.
Finn the fighter. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Finn the
he's
fighter. He's
always
a
there,
legend.
or he's
Yeah,
either a
yeah,
war
he's good.
cleric or a fighter. That dude's
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll
And
be there.
then
He's awesome.
I know Julia has him. I know
Yeah, right.
and
Julie
I
Vicky, but
know Andy has him. So
right.
and
But
Andy loves playing at Jed's table. And if Andy's going to play at Jed's table, then Andy's buddy might play at Jed's table, although he said he might be out for a while because he's kind of
either way, you just
yeah.
rattled off like
Yeah.
a who's who list of legends.
That
Okay.
Jed will kill their
Right,
characters
right, and
if
love
he
it
has a chance.
with a grin. It would make his day. He would leave and be like, "Oh, I total party killed
And he
sliders,
busts on
squawks,
and he busts
acronyms."
on rogues big time. He always likes to find a way to take away sneak attack for rogues. And
Well, that's why me and him are good because
yeah.
a good balance. Because I don't play traditional rogue. It's a great segue kind of
Yes.
into it. So
Right.
me and Pat like to always say we like to joke that between Slider and Squawks they got everything but brains because both
hmm
dump statted the INT on the build, and we're gonna I'll
Yep.
show the screen here in a bit, and
Yeah, you can share yours. I'll share
actually,
mine after.
I might just pull it up now because then it'll
Yeah, do
shock
it.
everyone when they see those
Yeah.
stats.
It's not your
Uh,
typical rogue,
right. So here we go.
which is cool because I was talking to other friends of mine. We were talking about builds and not optimizing builds for play or damage, but optimizing them for role play.
Oh yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
you got me here,
Yeah, I see
Squawksy.
it.
You see it? All right.
Yeah, we
So
see it.
all right. So this is the kind of stuff that you can get with like when you get up to tier three Adventure League. Now
Oh, so
this,
you're the slider, not just
yeah,
slider.
he changed it. He
He's
changed it because he
the
got too
real
popular, right?
slider, the
Right.
authentic
Yeah.
slider. And you
Yeah.
got a
Level
picture of
14.
Tyler Durden up there, which
Sure do, because
I
that's what fits. And so, like when you
love
look at
Fight Club.
these stats here,
Yeah,
so the Constitution, that high Constitution, that's from a high level item that I got,
I see it.
and
Yeah, how'd
yeah,
you get a
but the
19 in Constitution?
well we'll roll over to that.
Okay,
I actually got it from Jed
there
through
you
the
go.
when he took over the store for a minute, the shop. Um, but
Oh, so you
the
exchanged it.
yeah, well, not really.
Okay,
It was honestly I'll only ever wear it with this character at Jed's table. I'll
okay.
show it to you here. Hold on. I'll only ever wear it at Jed's table. Okay, so these are all the crazy items
Glamored
because
studded leather,
he gave it to me as a reward.
boots of striding.
He gave it to me as a reward for the casino adventure that you were on that I
That was
ran
awesome.
for running
Yeah,
first time ever DM at an adventure league.
that was great.
And I did a good enough job that he wanted to give that to me as a reward. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, here, just give it to the slider. I was like, okay.
Nice.
And he signed
Nice.
off on it, but it doesn't feel earned. But for him, I'll be like, dude, you're the one that gave it to me.
Right.
So
It's like that gift. It's like that blender your mother-in-law gave you, but you don't use. But like whenever she comes over for Christmas, you have to put it on the counter and act like you use it every day.
right now
I'm not saying that happened to me.
yeah. Now the glamour studded leather, right? Now that I got from Jordy's store with exchange.
What's the glamour part?
Oh, it's
Tell
awesome.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Here. When you're wearing it, so it boosts the armor class a little bit. And in 5e,
Plus one's a
sometimes armor
lot.
class is king. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And but you can use a bonus action and make it look like anything you want, which plays into the
Cool.
role
So you have
play and
like
the
a
character of
disguise
it.
kit automatically
Yeah,
built
yeah. He
in.
doesn't use it as a disguise. I always say that he makes it see through so everyone can see his,
Is
you know.
muscular.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah,
wearing one
yeah.
of those like mesh shirts from the 70s where like
Right,
yeah,
right,
it's got a
right, right.
collar. It's all like fishnet and then even the sleeves. I remember those.
Yeah, oh, I
That
do,
cracked
100%.
me up.
So, and then the boots, I got those from an adventure with uh Alex, I believe.
Dude, those boots have saved our lives a
Or not
lot.
Alex, Andy.
Many times those boots have
Yes.
saved our
Yeah,
both
they
our
have. They've come in
lives.
handy. Well, and I'll tell you what, it's that whole you can jump 30 for spending only 10 feet of movement
Yeah,
there.
because like that one time when Xanathar turned my Squawks into a statue, you were able to
Yeah,
like
I was able
just
to jump out. Yeah, yeah.
jump out of the ship.
Now,
Yeah.
I didn't get to do this shit the whole time. So the decanter of endless water, right? I got this from the store as well on an exchange
That's a great
because,
low level item. You can get real
well,
creative with that.
but the whole reason for it is, my guy's so vain, Slider's so vain
Yeah.
that he's always got to like stay clean. So he needs
Oh,
clean water. So it was
okay.
all from the clean water. But then I thought to myself,
And he
with his
doesn't have
high,
prestidigitation, so he
yeah,
has to actually do
but
it
right.
the hard way.
But dude, I got a bucket too. I love having. I'm going to take a minute and talk about mundane stuff that
Yes.
comes in handy. All
Yes.
right, because I'm desperately still trying to have the
Yes.
slider grip someone up with a grapple, put their head in a bucket, and then use the decanter of endless water to off
Waterboard
them.
him.
Right, right, right. But like I got locks, poisoners kits. Now this stuff here that I put in here, I'm
Bear
not
trap?
taking on the adventure, but I'm not deleting them either. Like this is stuff that I've actually earned
Yeah, it's still on your
through
character.
Adventure
It might
League
not be
stuff.
equipped. But
Right, right.
but
I'm not taking it.
yeah. But you have a bear trap, don't you?
Oh, do I have bear trap? I think I have three of them in here. Uh
Just in
a
case you
hunting
see three
trap,
bears
four.
all at once.
Hunting
Mama bear,
hunting.
a papa bear, and a
There it is.
baby bear.
There it is. Hunting trap,
You
four.
really need some porridge. You can use all
Right.
three of those.
Well, so I think it was an adventure. I think it was an adventure with Mike where I got the haversack. And that
Yeah.
thing's awesome
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
because I really care about being like somewhat realistic. If like I know we're out there running
Wi-
slaying dragons stuff, but like
Realistic within the
right
rules. You're
within my
saying
own
rules as
imagination.
written is what you're saying.
Within
RAW.
my
Yeah.
own imagination.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I kind of I like that he's kind of still lightweight.
Well, a couple things.
Um
So the bear traps. So I ran this thing where it was a race, it was a dinosaur race, and there was a bear trap on the track. And then as soon as somebody disarms the bear trap, a bear runs onto the track. Like as if the only reason the bear wasn't there was because he was waiting for somebody to disarm that darn bear trap. And then he like suddenly appears. And that usually gets a
right.
laugh. But I do
Oh,
like mundane objects. I love it. I love giving out mundane objects.
oh, they're the best. They're the best. So and then you got like I mean we can really get into why rogues are the best.
Oh, they're OP, man. They're
I
OP.
mean
Yeah,
like
they're
this
S
this
tier
stuff
in
here roll.
5.5
Oh,
especially.
this is what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I want to see what
Okay.
so on this up this like latest sneak attack that I have
Yes, where you can knock people out. That is
the
awesome.
knockout for the cost of it all,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
I was trying to think, how do you really like let me
Knock
stop
somebody out
sharing it for a second.
with
Like
sneak
well
attack.
like right. How do you knock somebody out with like a dagger, right? Because that's really the only thing my guy has that can
Right.
really
So what you do is you throw the dagger, but you hit him with the pommel part of it in the
no.
temple.
No, that ain't Slider's way at all.
No.
I'm gonna tell everyone if I land it, let's say I get sneak attack with this, right? So we make the attack roll. Okay. And I land it. All right. Uh well, the dagger damage I'm gonna roll, but like when it's like confirmed that it's sneak attack, I was like, well, I'm gonna go for the knockout. And I'm just gonna say that he went with the dagger, like, and but the whole sneak attack was really that slider elbow coming through,
Damn.
just kaboom
Oh,
right to
dude,
the
that'll hurt.
chest. Yeah, yeah,
IRL, man, that'll hurt.
yeah.
Like if
And I'll
and
say
that's
something
why when
like,
you're boxing, like boxers, they're not
mm-hmm,
allowed to throw elbows because you can
mm-hmm.
smash somebody's jaw, like their
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah. I'll say something like
Ain't good.
time to go to sleep, sugar.
Sugar
Yeah,
Ray.
yeah. So but so for your audience, because and I'm sure you'll have to like edit a lot of time, but like
No,
so
no, long
your
form is
rogues,
big now on YouTube, man. We're trying to
well
get long form.
well your rogue Squawks is
Yeah.
more of a traditional
All right, let's share
rogue that people
squawks.
would
Yeah,
think.
he starts traditional. Actually, I'm gonna level him up maybe as we speak. So Squawks, I've got a couple versions. Here's his level 3,
Mhm.
old school. Here's his 2024. So I'll just hit copy here. Yeah, I want to copy him. So we'll open him up. Oh, that's level 4. I'm sorry, that's a different one. See, that's the thing with D&D is like, but look, I got 36 like
Yeah.
characters, you know what I mean? Like it's all right, so
Right,
we'll
right,
view that
right.
one.
So, do you have like you have multiple squawks? Is that what
Well,
is that
yeah,
what?
because I got a tier
Yeah,
two one. This one
right,
played tier
right.
two. I had a version of him that was a arcane trickster that went through the
I
curse of
remember.
the Vecna, and
Uh
that was on my regular Tuesday night game. This is for Adventure League, so it has to be an elf because what I originally had Squawks as was a astral elf, but you can't do that, I guess, or he's a half elf, like
Okay.
even way back, but they don't have
Right,
half
right,
elves now.
right, right, right,
So
right,
anyway,
right,
yeah,
right.
here he is. He's got like basically, below average strength. Doesn't really need it. Needs grip strength, but that's okay because he could climb. But this guy's more of a assassin than a thief, I think.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, so he's got the dex, he's got the con, and he's got a riz, because he's like, he's very deceptive. Look at him, like he's got an 11. So basically, when you're at this level and you have this feat, which is basically, oh, it comes, is it now? It might come later, but it's reliable talent. And what
Yeah,
reliable
uh-huh.
talent does
No,
is you
yeah.
can't roll less than a 10 if you have proficiency in a skill. So if you use reliable talent and you're doing deception, you're 21. Like you can't
Right. I have
get
a I
less.
have Slider has a minimum of 25 on athletics. That's
Exactly.
the lowest he can roll.
Exactly.
And
And this dude can steal from anybody because he's getting at least a 28 because he's got the gloves of thievery. So, like,
so
he'll just, if you have something in your pocket that Squawks wants, it's his,
right, right.
you
And
know?
then so the what makes them the dream team when we play
The
together is
synergy.
well, yeah, because I built the slider out. The whole thing was he was a ex athlete, right? So I always said
Right.
that he was built like TJ Watt, but dresses like Elton John. That's why I got
Right.
that glamour studded leather, right?
Well,
And he's like
draft day, those
toxically
guys wear their
vain.
mink coats and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like toxically vain, all that stuff. But so he has stuff like the charger feet
Hmm.
that adds 1d6.
Yeah. Let's go to feet.
He has like fast wrestler and
Hmm.
or grappler. It's the grappler feat where on an unarmed strike he can also addition do the grapple. Now me and you were talking that based on his strength and proficiency, uh if he hits on an unarmed strike and he's at a plus 12 to hit on an unarmed strike with a strength of 20, I think it is, or something like that. But
Yep.
if he hits, the DM's got it. The save number's an 18. That's a high save number to slip the grip
It's
of the
crazy.
slider,
It's
right?
crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
So what Slider and Squawks do a lot is Slider will engage kind of like you would think a fighter would.
Short range. Yeah.
Right, but I use a lot of cunning action to disengage and flee. Like I'll
Yeah.
come in almost like sucker punches and bouncing. But a lot of times I'll get engaged and that opens up sneak attack for Squawks. So
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
me and you play together,
That's right.
I know even if not a single other player at the table cares what happens to me. I know when it's Squawks' turn on the initiative, he's gonna like I'm the only thing he cares about, right?
Right on.
So, and that's
Yeah, and
how
he's always going to help him out. So like, like
and
Sliders
vice versa,
he's getting grappled or he's in a spot and he can't disengage, then like Squawks to the rescue. So like
right?
that's the thing. That's their dynamic, right? So like Jay and Silent Bob, like they
Right.
got each other's back. And like Sliders Jay and Squawks is more like Silent
But
Bob in the sense that he lets his actions do the talking. So like you get this there is reliable talent right here. And then, so
yeah,
nothing lower than 10 on those. And then he does have the crossbow feat. So, like, he's got
right,
like some serious accuracy. But, like, you're right. As a rogue, for those who don't know, you can give yourself advantage, which is why they're so like broken in and overpowered in D&D 5.5 because, or 2024, whatever you want to call it, because they can just basically say, I'm going to sacrifice my movement in order to give myself advantage. It's called steady aim.
right,
And if you're like shooting crossbow, then like you got advantage on your shot. So and then so by you doing that, I don't have to use that. So my bonus action's freed up, and I can move
right, right. It frees up the bonus action. That's what.
and the movement, which is huge sometimes because
Yes,
you
and,
when you get in
yes,
range.
you're right. You're right, and that's what catches people off guard. And the other thing that I noticed when we would venture together, we would kind of like roll this tactic with like Sliders the tank and Squawks as the sniper. We we
Yes.
we were like eliminating targets quickly.
Do you
And
ever?
like because we were like teaming up on the same one every time. Because at Adventure League, even if you know the players, everybody's role playing their characters. You don't really know which target they're going after. I mean, you can
Right.
make suggestions. You're not really
Right.
supposed to, but
That's
we
right.
know based on the dynamic of these two characters, there's nothing they would do except target the same thing like every time.
Yeah, well, they're a team, so like they're a crack commando squad. Or like, did you ever see the Disney animation, The Bad Batch?
No, I have
So
not,
so
but
there's four members of this, like they're clones, but they're like they're the Bad Batch, right?
right.
Their
I got
batch of
you.
clone didn't do right, so they're oddities. So
Okay. Yeah.
they're not typical clone warriors. So one of them's a leader and he's cool. His name's Hunter, and there's a dude that's a tech guy and he's named Tech, so he's like the intelligent one. But Wrecker is like Slider. He's like big and he just wants to blow stuff up and
Right.
beat people over the head and take stormtroopers' helmets off and smack them down. And you know what I mean? Like he's a bruiser and he's not
Meathead
real
energy,
smart.
man.
Yeah, he's a meathead, but he's like got a heart of gold, you know?
I don't know about that. I
And
don't
he
know
just,
about
well, I don't
that.
know if Slider has a heart of gold, but like,
Yeah,
but he's like a little bit of a braggart, you know. I mean, not a braggart, but
right. No, he
he's more
is.
like,
Oh, he's
let's
definitely
go
a
slam
braggart.
him, you know, like, yeah,
No, he's definitely a braggart.
very confident.
He's yeah, he's toxically vain. I always joke that like they have the kind of relationship where they'd be hanging out at the tavern, and Squawks would say to Slider,
I dare you.
"Hey, Joe Schmo up on the other side of town owes me 5 gold.
Yeah,
I bet you there's no way you could go get there and get back
right.
before sunrise." And the joke is that like Slider is like, "Oh, okay," comes back with 10 gold for Squawks in
Yeah,
half the time.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I got
We
10
make
out of him.
bets like that all the time
Right,
during the game too,
right.
which is a lot of fun. But
So,
just to finish that analogy of the Bad Batch, he's the bruiser, and there's a character named Crosshair who's a
okay,
sharpshooter, and
yeah,
he
yeah.
like will find a perch, and he'll
Little perch.
yeah, and he'll like
See,
he's the sniper. So
that's the way we
it's
roll,
very
though. It
similar to that.
works.
So,
It
but
works
yeah, we've made bets on a bunch of stuff. We bet the one
in
time we could
game.
cross this ball pit. It wasn't a ball
Of
pit.
skulls.
It was a skull pit,
Mm.
and this dragon came out of nowhere and offed Slider and Squawks had to come to the
Yeah,
rescue.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, and to your audience, one of the things I like to do, and everybody's different. When I say I like to do something, it's not saying like it's the right way or whatever.
right.
I find little things that are fun to make it fun for me, to make being either a player or a DM more fun than it even should be. And so what I'll do is I'll take like situations that happen and I will just bake them into the characters. Like one thing about Slider when I was showing the inventory, everything, I don't know if anybody saw. There's a sling is one of the things on there,
Mhm.
but the sling itself, he always wears this red silk scarf, but
Uh-huh.
it's really the sling that he takes off. But he always wears it because he has a scar from
That
that
encounter,
dragon,
that's where the bone dragon got
from
him.
that
Yeah, yeah,
encounter, and
yeah.
he's so ashamed of it. So
Yeah.
anytime, like
Oh
I've only
yeah, it
ever
hurt his
used the
ego.
sling. I've only ever used the sling like once, and it was bad. You were on the mission squad. You were there. I
Yep,
think it was a Jed mission, but it
it
was getting
was.
ugly. And I was
Mhm.
like, I did steady aim, took the sling off, did steady aim,
You needed
just
a
like you were
ranged
talking about.
weapon. Yeah, and that's
Right,
what you
right,
used.
right, right,
Yeah,
right. So when I need a ranged weapon, that's usually what I do. Is
that's awesome.
I'll
Yeah, I love
yeah, I'll
the
take
flavor
to
of it. Like I have a rope of entanglement, and it's like
oh yeah, so
that's
do
his
I.
belt. It's just my belt, and like so you can like
Right,
and
right, right.
because I don't want to look like
Boy, is that thing a
that's
great
a
magical item.
powerful magical item.
It is very powerful. That catches
Mhm.
DMs off guard all the
But it only
time.
goes 20 feet, so like you have to be real close
Right,
because otherwise you'll
right.
be
But
overpowered.
it
Yeah.
is, it's, it's, it's definitely powerful.
It's
Are you bringing
battlefield
it?
control
Are
because you
are
can
you
pull
bringing that
somebody
rope?
towards you.
You bringing that rope to Jed's table?
I don't think so. We have to decide. That's one of the things we're doing here.
Yeah.
So you found out we could have six up to uncommon magic items, right?
Right.
And then I think
Right.
I don't know that I think some of mine are more than uncommon. I'm gonna pull up Squawks here one more time just to show the audience like what he's got. So let's go to inventory. And he's got a gem and seeing. I'm not gonna use that. Horn of
Yeah.
blasting. I'm not
Toss.
gonna use that. Potion of
Yeah.
heroism's great, but I don't know.
You won't. I don't think you'll need that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll need that on this one
But it's a
because
fun it's a fun item.
it is fun. Well,
You
that's
you
a
can give
consumable though,
somebody
right? Because you
temporary
can
hit
get,
points and then they have the bless spell, right? And
but it's a consumable, so you
it
can definitely take it
is,
in addition. There's several of those you can take.
but it's the type thing where I would probably try to use it to inspire somebody else. You know what I mean? Like I would be like asking if I could use it, for somebody
Right.
else. But yeah, this is so obviously he's got the magic crossbow. Cloak of protection is a pretty cool one. Gloves of thievery are a must.
Yeah, they're a must.
This
Those come
dust
in
of
those.
disappearance might be cool. This dust of sneaking and choking might be pretty fun to play with.
That would be fun, but I don't know. Fun ain't what you want for Jed's tier 3.
Yeah, so
That's why I
a
left
wand of
the
magic missiles for sure. Because like when you have to hit, you have to hit. Because you know what Jed's gonna throw at us? He's gonna throw a mage at us. He's gonna throw a spellcaster at us,
Mm,
and we're gonna have to break his concentration at some point. And that's what magic missiles are good for. They don't do a lot
right.
of damage at higher levels. They're kind of like not a big deal, especially since I'm not a caster. I can't level them up, but I can break somebody's concentration with them. So.
Right. Like, and then this also brings us to the old philosophy of how far do you wander away from what you think your actual character would be like and what they would use.
Here's
So
another
what's going to
one.
give you advantage?
Here's another one that I got specifically because of one of Jed's adventures. I got this
Okay.
periaptive proof against poison, right? So this is like
Right.
a pendant that means I can't have the poison condition because what Jed did in the one was we were going after some like undead dinosaur.
Okay.
Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
T-Rex
Well, I remember
over in
I was
Schultz.
riding it.
And yeah, you jumped on it. And
Slider, the
I got
dinosaur
I
rider.
got poisoned, so I couldn't do sneak attack because if you have the poison,
Right.
you have disadvantage. So
Right.
in order to get sneak attack, you must have advantage on the roll. So that was one way that he like nixed me. So this is an anti-Jed, specifically an anti-Jed amulet. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, I
So
do
I
know
don't
what you're
know.
saying.
I'm not going to declare that I have it at the beginning, but I'm definitely going to have it.
Yeah, I know, I know, I know. I mean, you just got to be like, it's just really, it sounds crazy to say there's high stakes, but like we just talked about, he's friends with us. So he's not gonna lose a wink of sleep. But he would love nothing more than to smash both Slider and Squawks because
Yeah,
they've gained reputation and legend.
yeah,
They've foiled a lot of DMs.
they're legendary.
Slider's 14, and I never took a bump. So that's 14.
Level
Well,
14.
13. That's 13 Adventure League sessions. that
That's
character's been on in a
that's
row. Well, not
amazing,
in a row, but
and that's the thing we were saying before we started this is a lot of character. One of the reasons that people might want to watch this is because a lot of people who play D&D, they get up around level 9, and then either their campaign
it's just
peters
a
out,
yeah,
or they just they can't think, like the DM can't think of monsters and characters to like
right,
defeat them. So
right.
like tier 3 is fun territory because it's new territory for a lot of
Right.
people.
It's also like every player at the table, like the turns take a while because everyone's got a lot of options.
Yeah.
Now that's another reason why me and you have like pregame planning sessions.
Yes.
We go quicker
We
because we
want to speed
usually
up the
have a
combat.
plan. Whichever one of us has the higher initiative role is almost always talking to the other. What do you think if I go and do this?
Hmm.
What are you going to do? You're going to go over there? You're going to, you know what I mean? Don't leave me hanging in the breeze, Squawksy.
sometimes
If I,
our
you know what I mean?
sometimes our actions like combine too. So like
Right,
what I'll do sometimes if I'm going first, then we have a plan. I will hold my action until you trigger it. And
right.
then it's a simultaneous action for the DM so that the DM can come up with some, or he'll let us describe it, like how it
I still
happens.
think I don't know if you remember or not. We freed a prisoner, an NPC prisoner that was part of a. We had to deliver a message. It was a Jed table that the, the Zentarum freed her. I don't know if you remember this or not, but we were both because it was Jed. We still don't know, but we were instinctually worried that if it took us 2 turns to free that prisoner, that like something bad would happen. And you undid the bottom shackle with your fast hands and picking the locks. And then on
Hmm.
my turn, I broke the top with the crowbar.
Hmm. Oh, guys, get a crowbar. So like that's one of those mundane items that you should have in your
Right,
pack because you get
right,
advantage on strength checks.
right. And when
Yeah.
you're rolling with a strength of 20 now, I mean, like he
Yeah.
started out, it was the highest that I would like when I did
Hmm.
point by, I put it up the highest. And then the feats that add and stuff like that. And then but like
But
that, like the charger feats night. I mean
that's
the
huge.
this like what's your walking speed? It's got to be like what, 30,
Yeah, it's 30,
right? Yeah, see, sliders at a 40.
right? That's huge. He's an
Yeah,
athlete.
right, right, right.
He runs the 50-yard dash faster than anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I
Actually,
mean,
he probably runs the
if
100-yard dash or
well, so here's
literally
what
the
happens.
40.
So check this out. So here's what happens, and this is what you're able to do with high level rogues. That don't have to do with a lot of other things. So you take, for example, this human high level rogue that I have, right?
Right.
So if a monster's 20 feet away and I have
Hmm.
40 feet of movement,
Hmm.
okay,
Zip,
I
zip.
can use bonus action, like fast hands, to set up the hunting trap right where I'm standing. Move 20 feet with the charger feet, like a sprint 20 feet for an unarmed strike
Hmm.
that that is going to deal automatic 7 plus the 1d8 for the charger strike. All right.
Hmm.
And then if the character doesn't beat an 18, it's grappled. Now I still have 20 feet of movement at this point, and that's where the bear trap is, 20 feet away. And with fast wrestler as part of the grappler feat,
Drag
there's
him into
no
the bear
penalty.
trap.
Just take him right to the trap.
Here,
And
step
then
here. Boom.
there, that's the end of my turn. Oh, and Squawks is
So
on
this guy's
deck.
stuck in
And
a
then, yeah,
bear
and then,
trap now.
then Squawks is on deck.
He has
Here come the
disadvantage.
crossbows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's vulnerable. Yeah, I mean that's awesome. Absolutely
Right.
awesome.
So there's just like really creative. You can get really creative with the feats. And then,
Mhm.
like you said, unless you go to an adventure league or have something where you can really build up the proper way, you can't get access to all those feats at the same time.
Right.
Sometimes it's all about the blend that really
Yeah,
makes
there's
it.
a feat that I should probably take. It combines well with the crossbow expert. Crossbow expert gives you like no reloading penalty, so you can fire every
Yeah.
turn.
Yep.
And it also
Yeah.
gives you, um,
But see,
but
your character
there's
should almost
one.
have it out of his style. Like
What
sometimes I take shit even I don't want it, but I feel like the character would.
There, yeah, there's another one that gives you like range because pistol
Right.
crossbows, or they call them hand crossbows, only go 30 feet. So you have to be real close. But if you take this other
Right.
one, it gives you like
Like a
uh
fast on the light.
No, it'll give you like range, like 160 feet.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
On the hand crossbows. That's pretty
Hmm.
sweet.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's almost too overpowered, which is why I
But
didn't
okay,
take it.
all right. Well, hold on.
Let's
I
talk
gotta
about
reel you
this.
in on this because you
Yeah.
keep because you keep calling our rogue class overpowered,
It
right?
is.
Just because we play them right. You know, and the reason why I say that is a lot of people when they see rogue, they read it and they just think the sneak attack, sneak attack, sneak attack. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: as you get higher up, like so, what? It's 6d6 now. I think at level 14 on a sneak attack, right? Everyone's like, "Wow, that's a lot of damage."
I,
Yeah, but it's no different than an extra 1d6 at level 1 on the stuff you're going against. Like
but
you
well,
need those you need that heavy because it's all proportional.
it's
Like
true.
that's the biggest illusion of
It's true,
Dungeons and Dragons.
but here's the other cool thing about that is that if we go to actions and we go to bonus actions, now we can shoot, is it bonus action? But like when you do the sneak attack, you have options, right?
Yeah, you can do the knockout, the
Yeah.
trip. I have
Yeah.
like obscure and
Poison,
blind now. Yeah,
um,
I get all that, and that's cool. But
huge.
those are no different than if you look at the other classes
Hmm.
at level 14.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that the rogue is overpowered compared to them. Some of those other classes at level 14 are they
Oh,
do
yeah.
an
You're a level
incredible
14
amounts of
wizard.
stuff.
Like you could change
If anything,
reality, you know?
if anything, Pat, my good buddy Squaxy, I would argue this. Here's a
Hmm.
little Dungeons and Dragons philosophical question. I would argue that rogues are powerful, like the most powerful class, early. And then they actually become less powerful comparatively to the other classes
Well, they
as they
don't have
go.
magic, so that sucks, right?
Right.
Because like everybody else is like casting fireballs and
I mean, you
controlling
can get
areas.
magic, you can do arcane tricks, or like you can still do that with
You
rogue
can, but
as you
I've done
go
it.
up.
And that was the experiment I did on my night league. And we went
Okay.
all the way to level 20, and he's still a quarter caster. Like you'll never do anything cool like the other guys can do. So,
And here's the other thing. I remember the reason why I don't do arcane trickster at all ever is
mhm,
because there was, I want to say once or twice, one of the two adventures with Squawks, it was the arcane trickster version.
mhm.
And I was like so frustrated you couldn't climb. He like
Right,
needed you to climb.
right.
And I was like,
Nah,
what do you mean you can't
yeah, I
climb?"
know.
And you're like,
Well,
that's the other
yeah,
one. You're like, that's the other Squawks. I'm
either
like, ah.
thief, yeah, I know. Either go thief or assassin.
Thief's my jam.
Soul
Thief's
Blade
my
might be
jam.
interesting, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet, but
So here's what I did. So I can shed a little light on all of those.
mhm,
So Bert Madrid, the character that I play with at Adventure League, is assassin.
right.
All right, and he's like the first. Like he's only level 4, I think, because I've only played 4 adventures with him.
Sure.
Um, and then Star Child that started as a bard but then multi-classed rogue to
Mhm.
where it's like even Steven
Yeah, that's a
is a
great.
soul is a soul knife.
Okay.
And it goes great with the bard multi-class. But I
Oh
wonder if I
yeah.
didn't have the bard multi-class if I would like it as much.
Yeah,
And then
bard rogues are so skilled. Like they're good at
right,
everything, right?
right, they are. But then all the other ones that I've made, I've always done the thief. And that second story work has come in handy. I mean,
Yeah.
you mentioned it earlier. Hey, they gave you the way that you can cancel movement and then you get advantage on your range and no one can stop it and you're going to get sneak attack. Well, in my opinion, climbing is the best way to get to a position
Yeah.
in
For a
Dungeons and Dragons
sharpshooter.
where you won't have to move
Yeah,
and not necessarily be in danger.
that's right. You're above the playing field unless you got some flying creatures that could get there.
Or the tree's actually a monster and comes alive, which is one that Jed was doing. And remember, mundane items.
That's really good.
I had the flask of oil, and
Yeah,
I lit the tree on
on
fire,
fire.
jumped out of it, yeah,
That's
into
a
the pool,
great move.
yeah, burned that tree alive,
I
that
gave out some
live tree.
mundane items on Thursday to the
I
kids.
saw that. I
There
saw
was,
that.
did you see the
I
description? See, I
saw
love
that.
that because that tells the players who didn't play that gives them like, what was that for?
Right.
What happened there?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Oh,
like,
plus it's just fun. It's
yeah,
just fun to see if they actually like carry it around. I might give a hunting trap every time. I'll like find a way to have one in there. Be like, oh yeah, and you get a hunting trap.
hunting traps for
'Cause-
everybody.
well, okay. So one of my, it's not really a pet peeve. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is. It would be a personal pet peeve for me. It's why I don't do it. It's why I don't play that way. But I don't care if other people do this. So like, there's kind of two philosophies on these mundane items. If I'm DMing, somebody's playing my adventure, and all of a sudden, halfway through, they decide they need 50 foot of chain, and they're like, oh, my character has 50 foot of chain. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I personally couldn't do that. I'd be like, man, I should have put chain in my inventory before we got on this thing. So I am a big proponent of you should have that mundane stuff in there, and it's way more rewarding if you stick to that. Like if it's something that I should have had and I don't have, I'll make sure I have it next time. But like then when you have something that you need and you have it, dude, it's awesome. I
Yeah,
mean, that's where the hunting
yeah.
traps came from. I mean, like, dude,
No,
that's my MO.
it's
I've
yeah.
foiled a lot of
When I teach the kids in the, in the classes I teach how to play D&D, I one of the things like what is something your character wants, right? So like they
right.
go shopping and they can afford certain things, but then there's some things that either aren't on the list of things they can buy or they cost too much right now. But I'm always like, what is something you want? And then as a DM, I'll add that somewhere so it's in the environment or it's on somebody
Ah,
and they can
nice.
get it
Yeah.
through there so that when they get to it, they're like, yeah, I've been wanting this, and they get all
So
jazzed.
so check this out. There was these old book series back in the 90s. I've mentioned this before. I don't know if I ever mentioned to you or not. They were called Lone Wolf series.
I remember you
And
mentioned it to me, but I never read them.
right. So they were kind of like a choose your own adventure blended with Dungeons and Dragons, right? But
Yep.
you were this character named Lone Wolf, and there was,
Love Choose
but
Your Own
like,
Adventure.
right. So these were so, oh my god, they were so much fun. They're amazing. I endorse them to anyone. The I think the author only recently passed away. I think I heard his name is Joe Dever, but like they're great. If you can find them, I mean they're awesome. They still, I think they like reprint them or whatever, but they're a ton of fun.
Hmm.
But anyhow, in those things, everyone like I still remember it. I was probably like 12 years old reading this book, and in one of them there was just like a quarterstaff leaning up against, like on one of the pages,
Hmm.
it's like there's a quarterstaff leaning up against the wall, and I you can take it if you want, put it in your inventory if you do. And I grabbed that. It was just a regular,
The stick,
regular old stick,
6 foot long
but
stick.
I carried it with me through all those books, like, and used it. And I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, this is that stick I found next to the wall.
There's a dungeon, it's a very famous dungeon in been reprinted in Tomb of Annihilation book, but it was Tomb of Horrors originally. And one of the most useful items is a 10-foot pole. And
Ah,
it,
okay.
it it
Why is
helps
that?
like to like figure out like the lay of the land and it helps figure out like how deep things are and how to and
Okay,
you
I
can
could see
trigger
that.
traps and you can like put it down the hallway so the arrow slits get activated and like fire. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. So yeah, so like having a quarterstaff is it's not just a weapon, man. It's a tool, right?
Is that where the 10-foot pole for the dinosaur race came from?
Well, that's what I used it for.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, because
right.
I'm aware of that. But like, yeah, I mean, you figure like you're on a dinosaur, you're riding
Did
on the
you know
back of
what
a
you should
T-Rex.
do?
A 6 foot pole is not gonna be enough. You need like a
You
10-foot pole.
you know what you should do though?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about this now. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to spitball this too live.
It's all good.
All the players' characters, it should be a quarter staff, and then like if they're on a smaller dinosaur, the quarter staff would be more useful, right, or whatever, than if they are on a big one.
Oh,
But then at the end, you can tell them all on your rewards, and you get a regular quarter staff, your dinosaur riding stick, and you might have a player that like that won, or they won with that specific quarter staff. They might
yeah.
they might use that
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, well, with the one father son team that
Ways
come in
to
who wear the masks, that real
Oh
little
yeah, yeah,
kid,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was like, okay, every turn he was like, I smacked the other guy off he was
Right,
trying to like
right.
he
Yeah,
was
I
attacking
know.
with the quarterstaff every round,
Right.
and that's
We
beautiful. I mean, that's like way he was a barbarian, his character, and that's
we
the way he played it.
me and you need to do some sort of like personal friendly competition that
Okay.
when we're DMing,
Hmm.
how many and how creatively can we lay mundane items and
Oh
treasures
yeah. Okay.
for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We'll
Yeah.
we'll be like, okay, we're gonna do 5 mundane items that are in the environment and see how many the battle. How about this for a bet?
Uh,
How many of the items get picked up by characters? So we
by
just say
characters,
they're in
right?
the environment
We
and
just say
then
they're
they have
there.
to, it's not a
Yeah.
reward or anything.
Right, right. You
Because
see an ivory ashtray next to
yeah,
the
yeah,
sofa, right?
yeah.
That's
Because
one of the
then we
mundane
have to
things.
describe it, right?
Right,
Because
right.
like this, we've been doing. We'll tell the
This is
audience we've
great.
been doing faction rewards.
Right,
So like, here's a layer that we added on top of Adventure League is
right,
there are
right,
5 factions in the Forbidden Realms, right? And if you want, you can declare for
represent
a
one.
faction, and then you get like a subplot. You get like a bonus quest, right?
Sometimes, depending on DM, we try not to put any extra pressure on our DMs. Um,
So
it's
I
just,
came up with 5. That only
I
3 of
know,
them. They only picked up 3 because some people picked the same faction.
right.
But yeah, so like one of them was for the Emerald Enclave. They were like, you need some stinging nettles.
Mm,
Why? Who knows? But like they want some stinging nettles. So at one point there's a prisoner and she's got this really weird looking staff, and she's crazy. Like she's been in prison so long, she's kind of
mhm.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And she has a little pot with some stinging nettles in the corner of her cell.
Mhm.
So, that's one, and it's just a detail. It's just a little detail.
Right, little details.
And this guy was I think he was playing a druid. So like, why, maybe he'll use them. I don't know. Maybe there'll be
Maybe you
something
won't.
for him, or
Yeah.
maybe he won't. Yeah, just throwing stuff like at them. But like they crashed this car, the Sky Coach, and they had a key. Like when they got the quest giver is like, look, you guys don't have a vehicle, and they're like, no, we don't. And he's like, all right, my brother-in-law is used car salesman. I got this vehicle in the lot, but you got to promise you got to return it without a scratch, not a
Mm.
scratch, not one scratch. And then, and he's like, and then the one guy rolls like a persuasion check to convince him that he knows how to drive a Sky Coach, which none
Oh,
of them
that's
know how to
awesome.
do. So he rolled really well. This kid rolled really well. So this quest giver just flips him the key, right? Which is this little like shaft of like a spear of like quartz with a slightly larger gem on the end of it. And
Yeah.
like a little magic key. And so they got that at the end of the adventure. And of course they
Oh, no. Yeah,
crash
of
the
course.
car. Well, the car gets stolen and then it crashes. So like,
Of
it's
course.
like, and then what I forgot to do this, but there's a scene in like one of the Fallout games, I think it's Fallout 2, where
Okay.
you can get a car and you drive into town and some little kid comes up to you and says, "Hey, buddy, I'll watch your car for $5." And you're like, "Screw, yeah, forget you, kid. Like
Yeah.
I'm not doing that." And then nothing happens. You get your car again.
Yeah.
But then you go to the next town and some kid walks up to you and says, "I'll watch your car for $5." And you're like, nah, nothing happened the last time. You come back, your car's gone. It's like, I should have paid him the $5, right?
$5.
But
Yeah.
it's a good scam, right? Because I'm
Right.
thinking to myself, if I drove down to the NFL draft, right, and like some kid came up to me, and he looked like he was a neighborhood kid who lived somewhere nearby, and he would be like, "Dude, I'll watch your car, make sure nothing happens to it for $5." I'd either like leave the area
Yeah,
immediately,
that's the
which is what
move.
I would do. I'd be like, I'm not parking here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or because like if you don't pay him the $5, that's like extortion money. Like,
Right. Right.
because now you're thinking the whole time you're
That's
down there,
some
you can't
Zenterem.
even concentrate. But
That's some
that's such a psych out move, right? Like if you don't want somebody to park in front of your house, like tell them that you'll watch their car for five
for
bucks
$5.
and see what happens. That is so
And see what
wrong.
happens. It's the see what happens part in life
But
that
I
always catches everyone off guard.
Right. So that's what I wanted to do in that adventure, and I forgot because
Mm.
I didn't write it down because I didn't write a script for myself. I like playing it off the cuff a lot of
So,
times, but I should
uh,
write a script.
well, I don't know. So here we go back to like some, now we're shifting more into like DM talk for your audience,
Philosophy. Yeah.
but so I've done both, as you know. I've had big scripts and I've gone just shoot from the hip. I
I
like,
liked your soliloquy, by the way.
yeah,
I liked Bert's soliloquy.
So I like to have, so now my moving forward, basically what it is I'll have like 3 to 4 scripts that have triggers
Okay.
that may get triggered or may not. Out of the 4 dialogue scripts that I would have, like 2 of them most definitely will get triggered, maybe all 4.
That's a lot of
No
prep.
guarantee in between. But I love doing the prep because what I do is, so this is how Sunny V preps an adventure. So first I read through the whole thing from the book, right? So with the Concordant Express, I've read through the whole thing. And then after I read through it, I decide what can I change to make better with
That was in
flavor.
this. Wait, the Concordia. That's in the Radiant Citadel. Which one is that? Which book?
Concordant Express, that's Keys of Golden Vault.
Keys to the Golden
And
Vault for everybody
Keys of
that's out
Golden
there.
Vault.
Yeah, it's Keys to the
Yeah,
Golden
yeah,
Vault.
Keys of Golden
I
Vault.
have
And so,
over.
like in it,
It's
they
gone.
talk about like
Yeah.
you're supposed to get the quest that you ran on that is pretty much the quest that's in there almost entirely. Like I don't change the
Well, you
spine, the
ran it. I was
backbone,
just a player.
player. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to the characters are supposed to get names off of a prisoner on a train. Like all of that was in there. That's how it is. I just
Magical names, right?
the NPC that they deal you up was just lame. No
Yeah.
offense to the writers.
No, it's
Uh,
no, 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 no. I mean, like, okay, writing is hard, absolutely. But like,
right.
don't, guys, if you're listening and you're not, but if you're Watsy, at Wizards of the Coast and you're listening, give us characters, man. Give
Right.
them to us. Give them the eccentric lady that's like half nuts with the pot of nettles in her cell. Give us that stuff. We love that stuff. Don't
Right.
pull any punches, man. Give it to
Well,
us.
it's hard. So like I mean, so the character in there that they give you, the NPC is just called the Stranger. They almost describe him like a shady cowboy,
Mysterious
almost.
stranger. They stole that from well, that's a old
Right.
trope,
Right.
but like, yeah, the mysterious
But
stranger.
it's I was like, this would be
Definitely a Fallout.
infinitely more fun if they have to interview a grifter. I mean, who's the hardest person in the world to get information out of?
Somebody who
A
lies
chronic
all the
liar,
time.
not necessarily just a thief, right?
Like
Because
you don't
that's
even know when he's not lying, he lies so much.
right, right,
He
right.
he doesn't know.
So that's like way more fun. All right. So
Yeah.
then what I do is after I've read through it, all right, the adventure, I will well, make these changes. And then I'll just try to be like, well, what would it be like if instead of the stranger, it's Burt Madrid? And I just go through it and I just go through it and I just keep going through it. And then for each encounter, it's like, okay, so what's the hook?
Right.
Okay. And then I go through the hook over and over and over and over in my head, throwing away ones. And then when I find a keeper, I write it down.
There you go.
Okay, this is a good hook keeper. And then I move on. Okay, so now they're in the caboose. What happens in the caboose? I change it if it doesn't work after I fire away, but I go through it. Okay, so now what if they ask this question? All right, now with the murder mystery, what if they do this? And I run through possibilities in my head, and every once in a while it'll trigger a dialogue that
Yes.
I think is hilarious. And I'll write that down and I'll be like, if they ask this common question, which is usually there's a
Who are
percentage
you?
they won't, but if they do, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And then once I go through it all and I kind of have a feel for it, this is where the real magic happens for me personally when I do my DMs is then I start to build a playlist of music that I think is appropriate almost from like a
Yeah.
cinematic
Dude,
movie
you
point
own
of
that.
view.
So this is like a trademark. I mean, there's people at DM and they have battle music and they'll play that because you go and look at playlists. There's DM like there's Dungeons and Dragons
Right.
battle music things, but you
Mm-mm.
go and like make a freaking mixtape from the
Yeah, I use real
80s
songs.
and
Yeah, all
like
kinds
you've
of stuff.
got
Movies,
all
TV.
kinds of music. There's like Emmylou Harris. There's like
To the Halloween theme.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
right.
like you got movie themes, you got anime, you
Yeah.
got like what was the one you had so
Crazy.
like oh yeah, like Slayer.
Rain
I don't know.
Man.
You
Oh,
had
yeah,
like all
yeah, yeah,
kinds
yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff, man.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
awesome.
Swedish death metal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But so then I work on these playlists. Okay, and the playlists themselves, by the time they hit the table, they're usually about like 20 to 30 songs long, and
Yeah.
they've been whittled down from about like 90. And I'll just keep running these songs in these earbuds, and while I'm listening to these songs in the playlist, I'm imagining, okay, so this song's going on. What does the scene look like? What is
So that's
happening?
your
What is that?
process.
That's my process. And I go through it, go
Dude,
through it, go
that's
through it, go
awesome.
through it. Yeah. And then the last thing I do, the very, 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 very last thing I do, this is the one piece of advice I think I would give every aspiring DM out there. I make the map last. That is like I'm finished. You need to have everything else taken care of and then make the map last. That's
See,
my
that's gold, man. That's the whole reason, like, somebody should have tuned in tonight is just to get that. Because, like, that's that's valuable information. A lot of people like will ask in comments and they'll be like, well, how do you do it? Like, how do you get started? How do you know what to do? That's genius right there. But like
music
you,
for me, even if you don't use the
yeah,
music, like so, and like a lot of times I
music's
remember
inspiring them.
man, I'm still, and then I still add to the lists later. The casino playlist is what I call it, which is the one for the other adventure that I run in Adventure League, where the
Hmm.
Afterlife, the Stygian Gambit from
Hmm.
Keys of the Golden Vault as well.
Yep.
I'm always adding to that playlist, and then when
Hmm.
I run it, I'll like based on like my players and how they're feeling, I'll kind of like jump around and almost give people a tailored list.
But
And
you used it as a timer.
I always use it as a timer
Right? So it's
for
like
for
by the
nobody
end
else,
of
for
this,
me.
and then one time you were like, you have to keep track of how many. You were like, when the 10th song
Yeah.
plays, so we
Yeah.
had to like, as players in real life at the table, keep track of how many
Yeah.
songs had
Yeah. I
played.
would turn up the beginning of every song so you wouldn't miss it. Like a new song would come and I
But
would
we
turn it
would
up
be
real
in
quick.
discussion and we'd be in the
Right.
middle of something, and people would miss it all the time. I
Right.
was trying to keep track, and actually it turned out we got where we needed to go before time ran out, but we got like song 8 or something. It was
Right.
close.
So that adventure, the time the music is like an integral, it's the timer. It's an integral part of
Yes.
the adventure.
It's a
It's
real life
almost like a
timer at the
boss
table.
that it's almost like a boss that the players can't kill.
That's
Right.
right.
It's just always there.
It's
The
fate.
other adventure, the playlist is not a timer. It's a timer for me.
It's
It
a
helps me
mood.
keep track
Mhm.
of where we're at
Yeah.
and what's happening. And
But this is
it
genius. We should do a podcast just about how to use music in D&D adventures, the various ways you can. Because like Jed does it for atmosphere, right?
and I've talked to Jed about this
Hmm.
before because he's another music DM
Yep.
likes to use music, and it's really tricky because people aren't showing up to rock out. They're coming to play Dungeons and Dragons. You just can't have the music blasting the whole way through,
Well, we actually
right?
talked to Phil about this, and we talked about this at the meeting. But like, yeah, we're like, dude, you got to turn the music down on Thursdays because like
And he
you got to.
has.
And he has, but I personally have to not be at the front table anymore. I just determined that
Mm,
because
okay,
the
I got
speaker's
you.
there, and I just my voice by the end of the day, either I've already been teaching or
Right?
I've
No, you're
been
right.
Fight
You're right. It's
Club
tough
or
there.
something, but like I've been doing other things, and like my voice. It's not it's never been strong, but it's not as strong as it used to be. And yeah, I need to be like in the back or on
Well,
the stage or something.
alcove and stage are the best
Yeah,
for music.
alcove and
Um,
stage are best for music because they're
but
self-contained.
but this is the point that I'm saying is like people aren't showing up to listen to music. They're showing up to play Dungeons and Dragons. They're showing
True.
up. It's still a social event where
Yeah.
they're going to be talking to each other, and they
Mhm.
need to hear you as
Yeah.
well as the DM.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I need to hear
like,
them too.
right,
Like I
right,
had
right.
to a couple times I was at the top of the table, and that's also a geographical thing. I should have been in the middle of the table, but I had to like go around, and there was one kid in particular who was rather soft spoken. He was at the end. So fortunately there was a seat available that was open. I wish he would have moved up, but maybe I
Mhm.
should have asked him to, but like I would go around and be like, "What is your action?" Because he was
Right,
just too quiet. But like
right, right.
for
Well,
me to
you got to
hear, he
hear,
was
right?
fine. Huh?
So you
Hmm.
can't have. So now you have a problem. Hey, I'm a DM. I want to play music the whole way through, like it's a
Hmm.
movie, but then I can't hear everything, and it sacrifices the game, right? So you can't just play. Which is where, when selecting a playlist, the real beauty is in song intros,
Yeah.
because you can give them like,
A
you know,
flavor.
right, right.
Give him the hook.
Yeah, you hear the first couple chords of the Indiana Jones theme song, and you're already like, you're right, right,
Exactly.
right, and then you just bring it down.
And then it's in their head.
I just crank the music down, Everyone talks. If there's another situation
It's a good point.
to introduce it, I introduce it. If I see players like, if I
You'd
turn it
be a
down a
good
little bit
video
and they're
editor, man.
rocking out,
Yeah.
I'll keep it. I'll
Yeah,
keep it
you'd be a
going.
good film editor or a video editor on YouTube because like
Nah.
that's huge, man. No, like knowing having that instinct of like when there's a quiet spot to raise music and then put it down when the conversation's happening in the
Well,
background.
it's not easy, and I wouldn't even say I'm good at it. But so like with the casino adventure, what I really like is of like your table that I had when you played it, and
Mhm.
another time, everyone embraced out of the three times, twice they really embraced the chaos of the music, and they were like,
Yeah.
"No, no, keep it up." Everyone was like shouting over it and
Yeah.
stuff, and it
That
was
was
like
good.
when they want to do that, it's really
Well,
cool.
it's a
But that's got to
casino,
be,
man. It's gonna
but
be
yeah,
noisy, right?
but that's got to be on them. Again, as DMs, we got to try to not be
We gotta
selfish.
sense we gotta sense that.
Right, right, right. So I like to bring it back down. A song comes on, I'll introduce it, bring it back down a little bit. Sometimes if someone's like trying to decide what to do, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. All of a sudden, I'll start cranking up the volume on the Swedish death metal, and I'll be like, "You better hurry up!" I mean, it's a way to
Gives
prod
them some
players along
urgency.
too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, don't they do that at the Oscars? They play like the music, like you're taking
Yeah.
too long. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a way. It's a way to
Acceptance speech. Yeah.
politely move gameplay along.
Yeah.
Because as a DM for Adventure League,
Mhm.
the biggest challenges are getting your adventure in under the allotted time frame, so you're not staying past store hours,
There's a lot of people that can't do that.
right? Right.
I have
And
difficulty doing that.
these go hand in hand, making sure that players take their turns in a timely enough manner that
Mhm.
other players that they don't know aren't getting annoyed.
Or
Like,
bored
oh
or
man,
looking
it's
at
going to
their
be.
phones
Yeah,
or getting
this next guy,
fidgety.
this next guy's
Yeah.
going to take 10 minutes. I might as well
Yeah.
go grab a cup of coffee and a donut. And it's the one time,
Exactly.
that player's like, you know what? I'm just going to shoot an arrow and hide. And it's like, well, where's the other? Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
John, you're up next.
Yeah.
Where's he at? Oh,
Wait, what
he
happened
thought he
to the
had, yeah, he
monk
thought
that
he had
had
ten
like
minutes.
four attacks and a bonus action, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So as DMs, your responsibility. I feel like the responsibilities are get the whole game in time.
Yeah. You're a
Make sure
director.
players, yeah, make sure players make their decisions on in a timely
Hmm.
fashion.
Yep.
And then me and you have talked about this before. Make sure everybody gets a chance to have the spotlight, no matter
Yes.
what you have to do.
Yep. If that guy's
Even if
sitting
the
in the
dice aren't
corner
cooperating.
and he's being quiet or she's being
Right.
quiet, whoever and they haven't had a chance, then you serve them up a
Serve
softball.
something.
Give them a
Yeah.
softball. Just be like, here, your
Right.
turn. Kill the big baddie. But
Those are the big three, in my opinion.
yeah, for me, the hardest thing is getting combat to go around efficiently, and that's one of the reasons I do like running the intro tables
Hmm.
because you pretty much get an action and that's it. And
That's
so
it.
it goes around, and but even then, you got six people at the table, seven people. It's
I'm
a lot.
telling you, I've been in some tier twos that got bogged down.
Yep, yep. And now we're gonna
Now,
have tier three.
well, but here's the thing about the tier three, and I will give my man Carl some credit on
Mhm.
this too. When he DM'd his tier three, he was very quick to say, everybody, this is tier three in Adventure League. If you don't know what your character can do, you should not be sitting here. There's a reason why you have to build up to be here, right?
Yeah,
It's a veteran table.
he's got a good point.
He does have a good point.
So
I know
that's why we're
everything the
doing this
slider can
prep
do.
because we got to know what we're gonna do. Yeah, yeah,
Right. Well,
yeah.
exactly. And
But we
it's
already got some
crazy.
moves.
And it's crazy though because Jed knows he's getting team crossbows and crowbars, and so
So we need
he's
another thing.
he's gonna be prepared for us. It would
Yeah.
be nice to get Aqueous the frog, Finn the fighter. I was already going through some of the roll calls, some of the legendary players out
Who's
there
already
or
signed up to
characters.
DM, by the way? Do you know?
Just Jed and me as the
Oh,
shadow so far.
okay. I was gonna say. Well,
So we
that's the
could end
thing.
up. I know.
Doesn't
Like we
mean
might need to. I mean, me and you, neither one of us might be able to
we
play
might.
at
I might
Jed's.
have to run something.
I might have to run something too. I might have to come up off shadow. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, but we'll see how that goes. But if he
Well, I
runs the
just
tier
ran two
three,
times in a row, so I should be able to sit out.
and I ran two times in a row and then missed. I had
Right.
missed this last one. I was going
For
to
a
be a
good
player, but
reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. But I still missed.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of with you. We both ran back to back, so we're
Yeah.
almost on deck
It's
to be
somebody else's
players.
turn. Yep.
But if need be, and we have to run, we have to run.
Well, no.
But then I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to fill his table though. You
Yeah,
know.
right. Because that's the thing with tier three. Well, what is going to be our backup tactic? I mean, I know you got the bear traps. That's freaking awesome. You got the shove, right? So
Right.
I could use the rope of entanglement to like pull people into the bear trap too.
Well, so the problem with Jed and everything, so we got what we where me and you need to be planning out
Mhm.
is how do we kill the big stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, you think he's gonna throw us a human sized mage, and he might, but
Do you think he's going to give us a
those we can
behemoth
handle.
or something?
Yeah. Well, I
Something
mean,
with
if we end up,
legendary actions like a dragon or something. So
yeah,
what if
I
we,
mean,
yeah. So
we
how do
should.
you neutralize that? Right. So we don't have
I mean,
magic, so that's not cool. We can't
well,
just
I tell
counter
you what, we
spell.
need. You know what? Honestly, what we should keep doing, no matter
Mm.
what the boss is. I just thought of this now, and it's something maybe we should think about. We got to press him on his map on the actual map and the boundaries. If we get him chasing the rogues, the rest of
So
our team might
we're
be
the
able
bait.
to. Yeah,
We're the bait. All right, I'm cool
right.
with that. I'm cool with distracting them because
Well,
we
because
got
we could be
uncanny
the bait and
dodge.
live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
we
have damage. Yep, we can do
and
that.
I got all the athleticism and speed and all that. You know, anything can try and catch the slider. Good luck. You know
So
what I mean?
maybe we need anti-magic magic items.
And see, that's the one thing that's where we're both weak. I don't have any anti magic.
Like I
You
have the
know,
one against poison. That's the only one I have, I think.
only anti magic slider has is break their spell casting jaw.
Oh, those kids on Thursday were so mean. They would just these poor NPCs. They'd fall down. I'm like, okay, he's down. He's unconscious. They'd be like, well, I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get up. I'm gonna
Oh
like
man,
break his knee. I'm like, whoa, dudes, where are you getting this from? And like, their parents are right there at the table. So I'm like, you guys down with
yeah.
this? But like,
What are you
it
gonna
it
do? You
was
know?
intense, man. It was intense.
Yeah, I wanted to sit at that table. We'll have to catch up. And next time we'll do another one. Of these
Yeah. Let's
we'll
regroup
do
and think about this overnight. We'll sit on it and like come up with a good good
yeah.
strategy.
I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, we both get to sit at the table.
One thing about
Uh,
Fight Club, I just want to say something about
yeah,
Tyler Durden. I was thinking about
sure.
Fight Club today because I have been doing an activity that I did 30 years ago and I'm doing it again. So, yeah, in college I took fencing and
Right.
I had my
You
mask
were
and
saying
foil.
that before.
So like this on Saturdays now, these guys I found this place where they do like historical European martial arts. So like we're messing around with
Oh,
like
neat.
long swords. I
Oh,
got a
cool.
jacket, for the padding and everything. I got my mask. We like got the gloves.
Don't roll no fucking one,
No,
Squawksy. Sorry for swearing.
I didn't twist an ankle or anything. But yeah, and we're doing like rapiers and daggers, like both together. We're doing like sabers and uh last week we did shields and axes.
Oh
We're
man.
like clashing shields together, we're like slapping them together. And I'm driving home today and I'm just like spontaneously laughing like some kind of weird like movie character. Like I'm just I'm like so the testosterone's going, the adrenaline's up, and I'm just like,
Mm, there you go.
I'm
It's
just
on your
like, this
fight
is
club.
awesome. And
Mm.
I'm like it's weird because it's like when I saw Fight Club, um, there were people that I talked to about Fight Club, and I was in the service industry, so that's a big part of It's a big part of
Yeah.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
And so it was very popular in the service industry with the
I know.
guys, especially the guys, but
Right.
even the girls. And we were like, yeah, man, like this is anarchy. But like a lot of people, like we would talk about that movie, and they're like, I don't get it. And I'm
Mm.
like, yeah,
Well,
man, you're either you either get it or you don't. And
you
like
know,
now I'm like, dude, I totally get it. Cause
the
like,
book.
why would you like just want to get smacked in the jaw? It's like you don't understand.
Like,
It's apex. like activity. It's like
Right.
survival activity, and it just makes you
You
feel
know,
alive
like most things, the book is
better than the
way,
movie.
yeah. Well, because it just
Yeah.
explains the mindset.
It
You
describes the
can't put it.
emotional state.
You can't put when you shoot a movie, you cannot put a camera inside a character's head. When you write a book, you can put the reader inside the character's head.
But that's the job of the director and the actor is to put
I
them
get
in that
that, and they did a
emotional
great and they
state.
did and they did a great job, right?
Agreed.
But the book actually like tells you the thoughts,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but all right, hey, this
Yeah.
was a blast.
Which was a blast.
Hey, I'm excited to be a regular guest
This is gonna be a series, right?
if your public digs it,
This is
I
gonna be a
mean, it's all
series.
good.
So like there's three channels. There's my Pittsburgh Pat channel. There's a channel I use to talk about teaching Dungeons and Dragons. I think there's parts of this that are acceptable that would fit, so we can publish it on
Some of
there.
it.
And there's another one I call Dungeons and Drama right now because I don't
Mhm.
have a better name for it, but it could go on there, and that could be like D&D podcasts. So like
Right.
yeah, so we could talk about that. So yeah, so this could be on three different platforms. I think this one fits all three. So yeah,
That
so we'll
last
definitely do
one,
it. Mhm.
instead of Dungeons and Drama,
You tell me.
you should just call it Crossbows and Crowbars.
Crossbows and crowbars. Done. I'll change it right now.
It
I'll
just
change it
sounds
right
way
now.
better,
It
and like
does. And I think actually Dungeons and Drama is already a thing. I think
right, it
it's a
probably would be.
game or something because I just saw it like today. I just saw it. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to steal somebody else's name.
Or
So
Crossbows and
we calling
Crowbars
it
could just be.
crowbars and crossbows or
You gotta do yours first. Crossbows and Crowbars is how it
crossbows
flows.
and crowbars.
Crossbows and Crowbars.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll just talk about random D&D stuff every time, like
Crossbows and
mundane items and
crowbars. That we
stuff.
got to make sure that like people don't think it's like a survivalist breaking and entering thing. So we have to we'll have to say D&D somewhere in there, but we're like crossbows and crowbars D&D podcast or something like that. Maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
or Adventure League with Crossbows and Crowbars.
know. I
Mm.
like we're just gonna call it crossbows and crowbars.
I always say that that's our team name, me and you.
Maybe we just put the ampersand in there. It's crossbows ampersand crowbar because
Yeah,
that's what the
yeah,
symbol
the
for
D&D.
D&D is.
Yeah,
So
there you
that's
go.
why
There
it'll
it is,
work, right?
dude.
With that,
There it is. I
without
love that.
stealing anything from
Right,
Hasbro. Like we
right,
don't
right,
want
right,
we're
right,
helping
right.
you guys. We're
Yeah,
competing.
absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Well, because I always say that's how I refer to Slider and Squawks, crossbows and crowbars,
Crossbows
man.
and crowbars. All
That's
right.
all we need. That's all those two need,
It's true.
and it really
They
is.
got all the other skills. They don't really need a lot.
If they said you could only have two
Two
items each
items.
only, two items each only, you'd be like, I got two crossbows. I'd be like, yeah, I got two crowbars. We're good. Let's roll.
That'll work. Let's roll. You like hold them up like
Yeah, yeah,
nunchucks, like some kind of
right.
medieval, like some kind of Japanese weapon, samurai weapon.
Yeah. But all
Awesome.
right, well, I'll talk to you soon,
All
and
right, peace.
thanks again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, cool,
keep
cool.
rolling 20s,
That's
everyone.
right. And subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe and roll 20s.